Welcome to the No Budget Indie Filmcast, where we dip into the independent film universe to highlight those little films that you might not have heard about elsewhere. Will you agree with our panel, or will our panel agree with each other? Tune in to find out. I am Milo Dennison, and with me, as always, is Claire Milan
Hello.
and Cathal Feeney.
Hello.
All right, Claire, what did we watch this week?
So this week we sat down to watch a film called Blue Christmas. It's written and directed by Charlotte Wells. And Charlotte Wells actually wrote and directed After Sun with Paul Mescal. So if you're familiar with the name, that's who she is. She's a very well-known writer director now. I don't think she was well known back here, but I think this is one of her first short films, or one of her most well-known ones. It centers on Christmas Eve in 1968. It's set in a rural Scottish town by the sea, and it's about a debt collector who goes to work to avoid confronting his wife, who has worsening psychosis at home. So I chose this film. I came across it because I came across an article about this film. I was like, oh my God, this is Charlotte Wells. I don't know if you've seen After Sun, but it's the most amazing film I've ever seen. I think it won loads of awards last year. And I think Paul Mescal won a BAFTA for it. But definitely check it out. The cinematographer of this film is a guy called Robbie Ryan. Have you heard of Robbie Ryan? He's very well
Yeah.
known Irish cinematographer who is cinematographer on The Favourite and the upcoming film with Emma Stone. What's that film? It's going to be coming out soon.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, where she's like it's like a take on Frankenstein.
yes, I think the
Yeah,
name of
yeah.
it.
I can't think of the name of it either.
But
It
he
looks good though. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
it looks amazing.
Mhm.
But he's actually cinematographer on that as well. So he's very well known Irish connection. I thought this film was absolutely amazing. And what she does so well, Charlotte Wells, is the characters. She always, well, After Sun, it's kind of a similar style to this. They're very kind of raw, conflicted characters. You really, I don't know, you feel very connected to their stories, and like even from the opening shot of this, it shows the lead character played by a fabulous actor called Jamie Robson. He's doing press ups in a room, and then his son comes in. So that's very, very similar to After Sun, where Paul Mescal plays a father and there's a daughter. So I'd say this is kind of related to this film. Yeah, I just thought it was extremely powerful. And then he goes downstairs and you see the wife, and she's wearing two odd socks, and she's looking at the Christmas tree, and she thinks there's fairies in the Christmas tree. She noticed something wrong with her, something like she's having a bit of a mental breakdown, or start of psychosis. And when he goes out into the village, he's knocking on these doors as a debt collector, going in and collecting, asking people for their money. And there's a bit of a Christmas Carol Scrooge element I found about this as well. And yeah, I just think it was very raw, very, I don't know, it makes you, kind of leaves the impression with you, this film. And yeah, because imagine being a debt collector going into houses on Christmas Eve and trying to get money off people. He goes into one house, and there's nothing there to collect when they've no money. The mother is out, and he sees the son and the little brother, and he takes a television that looks like doesn't even work. Um yeah, I just thought it was just, yeah, an amazing film, amazingly acted, very powerful, that really left a big impression with me. So what do you guys think of it?
Yeah, I agree with all of that.
Mm.
His performance was so good in
It's
that
just,
because you kind of dislike him, but you also
yeah.
like sympathize for him and stuff because the kind of bit of a disregard for his kid and wife, but you can kind of understand why he doesn't want to be around because this desire not to have to deal with this relationship, but you can also tell that he cares about her
Mm.
in a way and stuff. And so, but to then go out and do a job that he clearly doesn't like, but has to do, even though it's New Year's Christmas Eve, to where it's just like, I'd rather do this on Christmas Eve when everybody's going to be even more angry at me than usual versus confront this issue with my family, and then the way he has to deal with it when he gets home eventually. So yeah, the performances are just fantastic across the board. And I was thinking that too when I was watching this, like they must have spent a decent amount of time and money on this film because of just the way it's shot and the style that it's shot in, and the costuming, the vehicles, the licensing an Elvis song can't be cheap. So
It's
they,
you can
yeah.
tell like the detail of like even
Mhm.
setting it in 1968, and
Yeah.
it is 1968. You can look at the detail and see it, and
Mhm.
you can really sense the cold. It's set in a coastal part of Scotland, but even you feel cold watching it, which adds
Mhm.
to the whole, rawness of it. That's what I found anyway.
Oh yeah, and with
Yeah.
the accents and stuff, you're watching it, and they're subtitled. It's like,
Yes.
do I need the subtitles or don't I? I sometimes do, but sometimes
Mm.
don't. Yeah, it was really well done.
I didn't know there were subtitles actually.
But you can turn them off.
All
Oh, I
right,
thought
okay.
they were just part of it. I just watched them with subtitles. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I'm assuming you could turn them off. I just left them on anyways,
Ah.
just in case. Yeah, because there were times I was like, what? Okay.
All right. I, I did read the blurb, that it was set in 1968. And one thing that occurred to me was it's a very specific date, you know. Why 1968? Like why not 1967, for instance? I wonder, did it have some meaning for what's her name? Charlotte Wells, is it?
Yeah, Charlotte Wells. Actually,
Mm.
that's interesting.
She
I
was
wonder,
born
is
that
there
year, maybe.
was it
Yeah.
when I don't know if I think she's quite a young. I think she's
Mm.
1968. I
Oh,
wonder is
so
a certain association with her family.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
wonder is
maybe.
it based on something? I must look that up actually. Yeah.
That's a good
I
question.
mean,
Because why not just the late 60s,
Yeah.
right?
exactly, yeah, 1960
Yeah.
Scotland, yeah, but specifically 1968.
Mhm.
Well, I have to say, yeah, it was depressing as, fuck film to watch. And it was kind of ironic, really, like in a way, Claire, because last week, we reviewed the other film, Christmassy film, and you were complaining that you were expecting something,
I know. I
more
know.
upbeat. Then you went
More
one
depressing
level
film.
deeper,
Yeah.
this
I
is what Christmas really is
I
really
think
all about.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's it too. When she sent us this film, I'm like, oh, Claire must have picked a nice upbeat
Yeah.
Christmas film because she was commenting last week. And
But you
it's
know
like
what
you
it
watch
was?
this and you're like, oh, thanks, Claire.
Because I accidentally came across the article by Charlotte Wells, and I was like, "Oh my God, I wanted to watch a Charlotte Wells's one of her short films." I didn't realize it was a Christmas one until I clicked onto it. So it wasn't actually the Christmas theme I was searching out. It was the
Mm.
writer director. So it's
Oh
just
yeah.
coincidence.
Yeah. And it's also a coincidence that it has Christmas in the title. Uh,
Yeah.
maybe that's a genre film, like, depressing films with Christmas in the title. And also, like, it's very similar to the one we reviewed last week, because it does center around the mother figure, the wife figure, who has some sort of like mental issues. But I mean, it is like it was superbly well made and everything like that. And yeah, I agree with you, Milo, like that. You are conflicted. Like it's not a film with any sort of clear lines there, where you have like goodies and baddies and like that. That the main character, uh, you detest him at one level. You think, what a bastard, like, for doing what he's doing, and then you say that he does actually seem to care for his wife. Although they do hint that he's cheating on her as well at some stage.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got that. I don't know if that was necessary. I mean, they just needed to throw something else to make him seem like a little worse of a person for some reason. I don't know.
And that's what I
Yeah.
thought when he took the television. It was so well done, that scene, because you could see the young lad and he had no jumper on, and obviously he was cold,
Yeah.
and they'd nothing in the house for
Mm.
the guy the debt collector to take. And I just thought, ah no, he won't take that television. Do you know, he won't. He just won't do
Yeah,
it.
they'd give him
You
some
know,
redemption and he didn't take.
yeah.
But then he goes and plays cards with the old lady,
So
and hangs out and
it's
socializes
like,
with her.
yeah. And then he ate her
Mm.
dinner. She's like, "Oh no, come in. I'll have
Yeah.
your dinner in the oven." And said, so it's like you can't really hate him, even though he's not doing not nice things.
Mm.
It's like yeah, it's very conflicted.
I mean, like
It's,
he didn't. I mean, it does say like, oh, he went to work to escape his family life, but he could have gone to the pub. Yeah, he didn't have
yes,
to go to
very
the pub.
true. Why is he going to work? You know, and leaving the young son then with the mother, and this young son is in a panic. But this is definitely, and if anyone's seen After Sun, this is the relationship between this father and the son is a basis for Charlotte Wells developing the relationship in After Sun with the father and the daughter. So that is fascinating to see. So you have to go out and watch that film now next, and just
Okay.
and let me know what you think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've heard about some, but I don't really know that much about it. So, if this is a portent of what it's going to be like, I'm not sure I'm
Yeah.
going to.
How
Okay, if
depressed
it
are we
is,
going to be after watching that? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. If you're in a certain mood to watch a certain film,
Mm.
you know.
You want to feel bad about the world.
I
Watch this
know.
one.
I should have chosen an upbeat, Christmassy, like elf type story, but oh no,
What I
to
was
be all
expecting.
depressed.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, it was very, very, very convincing. You know, like you say, yeah, brilliantly acted. Um,
I think that actor won a breakthrough BAFTA as well. So he's done a lot of short films, Jamie Robson. So he's definitely an actor to watch.
Mm. Yeah, it's good.
mm.
Anything else?
That's it.
Mm. All right. That means ratings
Oh, there
time.
is one thing actually.
Oh,
There was
okay.
only I mean, it occurred to
Oh.
me. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's. I think it's something we should sort of like talk about in a way. Is the ending like because it was
Yeah.
it was very surreal the way it
Mm,
ended.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was almost some sort of like a dream-like element
Mm.
to it. You know, is this actually happening, or is it sort of a wishful thinking on his behalf, or
Yeah, it was
what?
kind of strange, but it looks like he was dreaming slightly, half dreaming and half reality. I don't know. It was, yeah.
Question for the filmmaker. Yeah, because I could see that as, because at some point, if he would have noticed it, he could have tried to stop what was going
Yes.
to happen without saying, but he didn't. He just kind of kept with the dance thing. And so, yeah, as it wishful thinking as a way like, okay, this will force change upon my family, force me to get her help, force something like that, or not. And yeah. So,
Or
yeah, it
does
was
he
quite
just want to like
ambiguous.
destroy it? You know,
Mhm.
like it was his, the sort of the nuclear option to like
Yeah.
to it, the troubles that he's having, like just destroy the whole thing.
And I was just
Yeah.
thinking, where is the sun when this is happening? Because he kind
Yeah.
no, like no spoiler or anything, but he did do it disappear.
Hmm.
So I was just like, oh my God.
Uh-huh. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, I was wondering, is like, okay, so what about him? Is he gonna go back? Is he already
Yeah.
gone? Yeah.
Like, did he ever exist in the first place?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it's interesting.
The
Yeah.
whole thing's in his
Not true.
mind.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you want to go first call or you want me to go?
I'll go. I think it was a brilliant film, and very depressing, uh, and it's very emotional. Yeah, it's very powerful. Uh, I will give it. I don't want to get. I mean, I it probably deserves like top marks. Um, but I I'm not going to give it top marks because I'm just in a mean spirited mood. Uh, because I didn't really want to watch a depressing film. So I'm going to give it 4.5.
That's my fault now.
Good enough reason. Yeah, I mean, yeah, performance was great in the fact that you yeah, feel mixed emotions about the main character, and it has a strong emotional impact when you're done watching the film, makes it a great film, whether it depresses you or makes you happy or not. The only reason I'm not giving it 5 stars is because of the ambiguous ending. I like it. I think it's really well done, and I can see why she made that choice. I just personally am not a huge fan of ambiguous endings. So I'm going to go 4 stars just in retaliation for that. But I could easily give it 5 stars and be happy with that.
So for me, it's so exciting to see Charlotte Wells's short film, one of her short films, After Seeing After Sun, which I absolutely adored. An Irish cinematographer, Robbie Ryan, amazing acting, very powerful. I didn't mind the ambiguous ending, so I'm going to give it 5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
And I should also add that the film I was referring to was called The Christmas Fish.
Oh, yeah.
So if anybody wants
last week's.
Yeah, if anybody wants to watch like a similarly themed film, if that's the mood you're in this Christmas day, after your Christmas dinner or whatever it is, fish or turkey and ham. Yeah, there you go.
Well, that one has some comedic elements to it. So finding a fish in a bathtub. Come on, there's comedy. All right.
Hilarious. It was hilarious.
Hilarious. All right. No Budget audience, you can let us know what you think. This is called The Blue Christmas. No, just Blue Christmas, not The Blue Christmas. Blue Christmas. Check it out. You can reach us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at No Budget Show, or leave a comment below. And with that, we'll say so goodbye and goodbye.
Goodbye. And by the way, and one thing I never commented on was you're a very ironic background.
Yeah, you like it's blue and it's Christmas.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, very good.
You didn't get that. Okay, now I do. Let me explain it.
There, that makes it Christmassy.
Okay.
Make sure you're right there.
Okay.
Yeah.